So, let's start the intro.
Yeah.
Hey peeps, it's Andercon
And CCR going 9.
on Badash Games Twitch, and we're watching Super Commander Weekly 6.
You want me to tell him to go?
Yep, go ahead. And we've got Alpha and Neon. This is the finals, and this will be the best of 3 on Datum. 72 metal on this wonky map.
We've actually...
I played on this a couple times. It's difficult. It's weird.
Yeah. It's definitely weird. Speaking, you can get into the water a little bit, but it's actually better to put, almost take an air fabric and drop a factory right on the strips, because you cannot get onto them normally.
Alright, so I'm looking at
You
Alpha
can't
at
just-
the moment, and let's stick the pip on Neon. Both going for bots.
Figures.
Looks like Neon canceled his build order for a quick second and then fixed it.
Neon going straight for air as his second item.
Oh, air, eh? So is Alpha. I'm honestly quite interested to see how they play this. There's several possible strategies. One thing I tried once was sticking things like Grenadier and anything with long-range artillery out on these metal strips, and you could shoot down into the center area fairly well and take out, like, for instance, the base that's in the center of your opponent. But you could also just go heavy in air or just stick to the ground game in the center.
Honestly, it's pretty important that you take the metal strips. Suspecting, like I see here, there's actually a Pelican going out for Neon.
That is a great idea. Alpha has not decided to make a Pelican yet, if he does at all.
Neon also using a combat fabric to collect some trees.
Aha, great idea as well. Neon drops his little fabra on the metal strips, and he's going straight for that extra metal. That's a great idea. Usually those aren't contested too hard, because it's a little difficult to get something up there, sort of.
Honestly, it's almost like you're playing 3 games here.
Yeah.
The middle and the 2 metal strips.
Also the water, sort of. I mean, you
Yeah,
can't.
but there's 5 metal there. You can go after it with mostly just air fabrics, though.
Yeah, because the metal strips are sealed off, it does feel like you're playing on more than one map at the same time.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So you almost want to build factories and make sure you're keeping up with all 3 of them.
Yeah, it looks like Alpha is not doing anything at all with anything besides the
Middle area.
The middle
I think
area?
when we played on
Grasslands.
this map, I did that and got just pwned by the...
by the AI or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they just had the high ground and I then couldn't take it.
I will definitely
Nice.
say this is a map that you probably really could use to practice on a little, because it's going to require different play style and plan than probably anything else I've played on.
It definitely does take strategy. Alpha just scouted the Neon's little area up on the metal strip.
Doesn't look like he has anything to do anything about it though.
Alpha is building air fabrics.
So he's probably going to get at least some metal. Yeah, he's going off to get metal first with the air fabbers. No factories.
That
going
air
up yet.
fabrics. Oh, air fabrics are actually going to make a
Oh,
naval
naval.
factory.
Something changed his mind.
But if that hummingbird
yeah,
sees
see.
it,
Yeah, that hummingbird could be
it's dangerously
bad,
close.
but if it decides to walk that way,
Like that.
which it did, and is gone.
Uh,
So much for naval.
Neon probably didn't even realize he did that.
Probably, which is nice. He lost
Oh,
it.
another air fabber coming over to
Yeah.
continue building it.
He doesn't have any factory throwing anything over there either, so maybe he'll decide to throw something there someday.
Confrontation going down in the center with grenaders and some docks. The grenader putting in some work.
Yeah, they're looking into
Ooh.
having a confrontation on the other side as well. Very similar confrontation. So Neon has more docks than Alpha's got sitting right there, at least. But he probably won't be able to do a whole lot.
Ooh, that bomber is gonna put in some work too.
Yeah, that bomber did.
More pelicans coming out from Alpha. Some pelicans. That would be very nice to drop some fabbers down. It looks like that naval factory is about to be completed. That would be very interesting and almost a little awkward for Neon if it gets out.
Bomber bombing a little docks and grenadiers there. And Neon's got pretty good control of his metal on the platforms here.
By the way,
it's coming along nicely.
The Annihilator suggests a mod, a second pip.
Yeah, I'm aware of the mod. Doesn't mean I really want to use it. Has more to do with the hotkeys I got set up. I got a bunch of hotkeys set up on my mouse to control the pip, and I don't know how that's going to work with 2 pips. But 1 pip's good enough for me for now. Maybe later I'll do 2 if I do more of these.
First naval unit from Alpha just came out.
Oh, did it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's also building a radar. That'd be very interesting.
Oh, there's a little Air Force sitting right over here.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was going to go send it somewhere, but I guess he's just going to wait until it's useful.
Also building another naval factory over on the other island. If he can get some naval, he can definitely constrict and make sure that Neon cannot take this area.
Possibly, yeah. It could be useful to clear off the platforms as well. That would be pretty good use of resources there. Deny your enemy their metal. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the Army tab right now. Alpha's got 11 factories to Neon's 9, but they have about the same mobile unit count, around 120 or so, and counting. And Neon is floating metal quite a bit. He could really use to get more factories out.
I believe that's because he's gaining some trees, so that metal is not exactly the most secure.
Yeah. You are correct. He is putting up a bunch of new factories, though.
Neon did, however, scout the naval factory on the one side, but it hasn't not seen it on the other.
Oh, there's a confrontation going on in the middle. Fairly even. But I don't see much in the way of any micro.
It looks like Neon might be going to win.
Yeah, those grenadiers really helped him out there. And finishing it off.
Mm-hmm. Neon doing a great job taking up that top metal strip on the south side.
Oh, he's got 3 of them on the top,
side.
2 on the bottom.
He's done a very good job at taking those metal strips.
That can seriously be a big boon on this map.
Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, Alpha also building naval inside. I'm not quite sure if naval can reach up to the metal, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I haven't tested that kind of thing on this map yet.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some landmines going in for Neon.
Ooh, that's very interesting. Speaking, you cannot see those landmines unless you have a land scout with
it's,
you.
What is this called?
I think Skitter.
Skitter, yes. So a, what was the air scout called again? I really need to remember these things. The air scouts don't see them. I checked that
Firefly?
out. Firefly, yeah. They cannot see the mines at all. I checked myself personally not long ago.
Oh, trying to get that air. It looks like Alpha picked up the Fabber right here.
Ah, yeah. Fabber's gone. There's a little battle going on over here. And
also,
he
Neon picking up the Fabbers. Building some anti-air.
Ah, yes. Yeah, anti-air in that in the water here or around it is a really good idea because you're not going to have too many other ways to attack that.
Alpha now building a T2 bot factory.
Yes, on a map like this, first to T2 can make a huge difference. I don't see any T2 going up yet for Neon here. Though he's got quite a few factories. Mostly air.
Yeah.
Well, quite a few air anyway.
Neon's floating metal a little bit. That's because he's gaining some trees, but those trees will slowly run out because there is a forest fire. Only you can prevent forest fires.
Not Smokey the Bear?
Ooh. It looks like Alpha is going to win this confrontation in the center because he does have those bolos with him.
Yep.
But they're not pushing.
Yeah, Neon's in a little bit of a retreat there.
Yeah. Surprised that Alpha did not push forward and harder and faster, stronger. Alpha building 3 fabrics here. Wonder what they're going to be used for.
Probably, well, honestly, advanced naval could be useful. Maybe.
It'd be a very interesting investment.
Yeah, it's a bit restrictive due to the pond. You probably couldn't win the map with it, but gaining some
You could
control.
definitely do some damage.
Yeah. Some serious bombing going on here with Neon, and Alpha doesn't have much to contest that. That's quite an air force there. He's getting a few shots off on his bombers, but oh, I think he just managed to get all of Neon's bombers out of that group.
Yeah, and he's gonna fly right over the anti-air naval.
That's not the best parking lot.
Nah, it really isn't, especially for your air units. We were playing on a mostly naval map, and I had so many narwhals that even you were trying to bomber snipe me, and it didn't exactly work too well.
No.
Looks like that Alpha already expanded.
And all the docks killed off the rest of that little air force. There's no spinners in that at all.
For T2 vehicles here.
A lot of T2 vehicles.
Wow.
Now that's a good idea if I ever seen one here.
Get those vanguards.
Really looks like Alpha's got the naval game going more for air support or anti-air, and just to keep the metal up in those. Yeah. Oh, hey, that is an advanced
T2 naval.
I like we said.
Get
T2
some
naval.
Leviathans out and start pounding.
Anything with long range should be able to take out the metal on the strips. And that could really put the squeeze on Neon.
Alpha gonna be running over those mines.
No, just short.
Back.
One of those moves that was really good by accident. Accidental, good move.
Yeah, but Neon finishing up with his hefty air force.
In this case, it would have been better to run over the mines just to get rid of him. But no way for him to know that at this point. We got a confrontation next to Alpha's base. Neon's pushing in with the air again, and a little bit of units that got popped. And only 2 bombers left in Neon's little force.
And they're going to be bombing some metal, it looks like.
No, they just kind of accidental, really. I think he just put it over there for safety. There's quite a bit of a bot army coming in.
It'll be quite the confrontation here. It'll be interesting to see what happens. That T2 naval at 78%.
There's a little bit of fights going on the back side as well, or the other side of Alpha's base. It's a smaller force, but it's probably looking to
pick up
kill
that
some.
Faber.
Yeah, there's a couple down there it could take, but he probably doesn't see the other one. Yeah, there's one Faber out. And the main confrontation going down
doing
here
a
at
pretty good
Alpha's
job in
base.
this confrontation right here, taking out quite a bit of force.
Oh, he's working those grenadiers pretty nicely, getting them out of range.
Alpha is not grouping up his units too well.
And the call dropped. I'll see if I can get that back up. At least mine's still going. And his little Grenadier force is kind of rolling in a little bit, seeing about taking out a few things along the way. It's not got much life left on it, but hey, what can you do? That's about done for. I'm just gonna have to probably cast this myself and wait for CCR to call me back. That way you guys don't have to hear that. Well, Neon's putting the hurt on him from both sides. Not a lot, but it's should be fairly effective. Kind of to squeeze him in here. Getting rid of this little force here. He lost the force up on the top left. Lost the force that came in from the bottom right. And pretty much just to squeeze him, harass him, keep him in his base more than anything, and probably take out whatever stuff he's got going. Ooh, there we go. Your call dropped, man.
For some reason, the internet on my phone and my phone only decided to die.
That's odd.
Yeah, that's really odd.
Oh, Neon is bombing a bit of Alpha's side base that he actually has on the metal platforms, and he flew it away.
Check up on that T2, the Leviathan.
Lost
the first
bombers.
Leviathan looks like it's going to be coming out pretty soon here. Let's see what kind of damage it can do.
Ooh, I'm going to stick my pip right on that. That should be interesting.
He'll probably get some work done. Hopefully Alpha can hold off. Speaking, there's quite the force right next to his base. Just pew-pewing away.
That it is. It took out some factories too. And it's probably going to get that air factory, no problem.
It should free up some metal.
Yeah, I think Alpha had most of his units on the other side of the base.
This is very interesting right here. I didn't know you could do this. That combat fabric was building that teleporter from down under.
Oh, now that's an interesting idea I hadn't seen. Did he finish it?
No, I don't think so.
It's a 76%, but it's not dropping. Or at least not fast, that's for sure. Oh yeah, it's dropping on its own. Took it a while.
Yeah.
So, no luck on the teleporter, but he could probably finish
The
it off.
Leviathan is out, but it is not shooting. It kind of needs some radar to do that.
I don't even see it.
And that naval factory not doing much.
I hear a lot of explosions going on. Ah, here we go. So, Neon appears to have gotten... Now, Alpha got a little bit of a side base up here on a platform, and is slowly doing some damage.
And appears that Neon has not noticed.
Either that or his bombers are quite a ways away. I see him over there, moving, but not moving this way.
There is a few bombers right next to where they're at, but they're not doing it. Now he notices.
Alpha's slowly doing a push, finally. At least he's going to be able to take out some metal, if nothing else.
Yeah. And possibly that fabric, too.
Yeah, I expect there's going to be a confrontation there shortly.
Hopefully that T2 Naval will rain some parade. There it is.
There it goes. There's the Leviathan. Now, if he scooted that Leviathan down into this little water crevice here, it could probably protect this entire area.
Doesn't matter.
Shot it anyway. It would still do better. It'd be able to shoot across the whole entire landmass here.
We have Shoutlers and Levelers coming out from Neon.
Yeah, there's the tier 2.
They're doing some work.
It looks like
That Leviathan could definitely be doing more work.
He could. He's moving it now. Good. Looks like he held off on the extra factories, and maybe he'll build the extra tier 2 vehicle factories later. If he feels it needs
looks
them.
like finally the support the Leviathan needs right there.
Yeah, that advanced radar is definitely going to help. Need to be able to see your opponent to shoot him.
Yes.
And he's shooting right in. He's going to have no problem taking out that advanced vehicle factory if he decides to shoot at it. And there it's being shot at now.
Oh, he stopped. Energy question mark?
Do
looks like,
these
yeah,
use
Alpha's energy, it looks like it's in the shitter.
Oh. At this point, he could probably also stick some of his other naval on the south end into this little crevice and help out. And that's what he's doing. He's moving it up a little bit.
Sheller's actually hitting the naval units.
There's only 2 sitting there, right? 2, yeah.
Kind of lulling, a little bit of lull in the action here. Alpha building up some mines so he can mind his own business.
Ah, I like it. Yeah, well, Alpha's losing a little bit of these narwhals here. Not too much damage, not too big of a loss, but they are losing to that couple of shellers. And that Leviathan is shooting that tier 2 vehicle factory.
And doing quite well against it.
That's not going to be long for this world. Though, Neon is repairing it slowly with 1 Faber.
He might be assisting. Or is he repairing it?
Well, if you set it to assist, it'll repair the building as well.
Ah. That one little Faber.
Little Faber
that
that
Leviathan's
could.
putting a lot of DPS in. The Leviathan probably should be hitting some units instead of trying to kill that factory.
Alpha's Grenadier Force taking out all the tier 2 and everything else that came in.
I'm going to be matching once again up against some more Grenadiers.
Now Neon's going to win this one, I'm pretty sure, due to having the extra tier 2 in the back. As long as he keeps them out of range, he also has the levelers, which probably should be in the front at this point, but sometimes it's hard to tell them to go there. And they just both kind of backed off, and that was that.
Leviathan destroying that T2 factory from Neon.
We got a little bit of something going on the other side. Neon tried to build a minefield, but didn't finish it. And
that force is still going to be quite destroyed from that minefield because they're almost like boombox.
No, some of them are going.
Yeah. I believe there was a thing where the mines were pretty much boombots.
Now my question is, they're shooting the bots. What can see that in this force? Can the combat fabbers see, or not the bots, the mines? Can the combat fabbers see the mines?
Maybe the ghillies.
It's possible. So I thought you had to have spinners in order to see the mines.
Alpha building his own minefield.
Yeah, that's a great idea at this point. And be able to take out a bunch of these.
They're shooting the mines. Wonder what can see it.
I wonder if the advanced radar allows you to see these mines. I need to do some more testing on these little details.
We also have something very interesting from Neon here.
We have orbital. Nothing in the orbital area yet, but he did build the factory. And 1 orbital Faber is coming up.
Yeah, and I think Alpha just scanned it or scouted it.
Probably. He doesn't have the force sitting up here to deal with it due to the tremendous quantity of bombers that just blew that away.
Oh, I'm so just weirded out that that Leviathan is still not doing that much work.
Yeah, he could use that to better effect if he wished. He just had to stick it down here as far as he possibly could. Though it looks like he's guarding this general area decently with it already.
You know, it would be really OP if Pelicans could pick up naval units. Ooh, it looks like Neon's Air Force taking out quite a bit of Alpha's expansion on the 1 metal thing.
Alpha is putting up some flak cannons by the looks of it.
That's probably a pretty good idea, but not around his commander, for some reason. His commander's a little bit out in the open.
That Air Force got put to pretty good effect there.
The two orbital fabbers in the orbital layer now, but
Not yet doing anything.
nope. Let's see if Alpha can actually see that. I don't think so.
Alpha appears to be moving his commander a little bit closer to all that flak. Probably a good idea at this point.
Probably.
But I don't think Neon would have anywhere near enough bombers there to pop him now. So he's just going to use it to clean up a little bit of stuff here and there.
You know, sweep the floor, make it nice and ready for a parking lot.
It looks like Alpha left his teleporter on and isn't using it. That's just going to waste a bunch of energy. Yeah.
It looks like Alpha's going to also be running into a minefield.
Oh, really?
On the
on the back
here.
side, yeah. Losing
That's going to be
some
quite
stuff there,
devastating,
yeah.
especially if his ghillies walk over it, like they just did.
Wow,
That
Neon's got
minefield
quite a
was
lot of
highly
land
effective.
forces here, too.
Neon used landmines. It was highly effective.
Alpha's got a couple ghillies sitting here just poking away.
Poke.
And Alpha won the little battle on the other side, however.
It would be an interesting strategy if Neon got a Arachnid and then reclaimed the Alpha's commander with it, with the orbital fabbers.
With the Fabbers, yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that before. I think it really made the opponent mad.
Ooh, it looks like anchors are going to be put up by Neon.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of them about to be built. Alpha did manage to use that teleport to pretty good effect and is now going to take over at least this little bit of a platform here. Alpha also has
double.
Yeah.
We gotta stop.
Alpha has about double the mechs coming in here. The metal extraction.
I'll be right back. Hold on.
He's using it all. Oh, looks like we're going to have quite a confrontation down here at the usual battlefield. And there goes the Leviathan shooting them up. It really should drop that down a little further south and you could get a little bit better range on that. Yeah, see, right now it's already out of range. Oh, I think he's going to move it. No, never mind. It just turned a little. I think that one Grenadier was in range of the air factory. It's not doing a lot with it. A battle thought it was going to start, but it decided not to.
Those docks walking into the water there, I don't think the docks can shoot. The Grenadiers looks like they can because they're in shallow enough water.
Yeah. All they could reach was the one factory, though. Alright, here we go.
Damn.
The battle resumes. I guess they were waiting on you to come back.
Oh, yeah, they must have.
Also, there's a battle on the backside of Neon's base. So
Ooh, that's going to be quite interesting. Speaking, looks like Neon has quite the force there. He needs to group up that force a little bit better, but couldn't work. Speaking, there's not much to defend from that side.
Neon's moving all of his troops
Neon,
over to counter.
You said Neon might win, but this is actually a pretty close match.
I don't
wouldn't be
remember
surprised
saying who anybody was going to win. This is still anybody's game. No, I was thinking it earlier, but I don't think I said it.
Things have turned. Ooh, there's gonna be quite a lot of spinners in that. And Bomber's doing some work, but the spinners take out those bombers pretty easily. Neon, or Alpha, now just gonna be rolling right through.
Neon's going to drop an anchor, but it's going to be rather slow getting it in there.
The Leviathan also putting in some work. Neon calling the GGs.
Yeah, Neon would be pretty hard pressed in order to win this one now. With that serious lack of eco in comparison, unless Alpha seriously screwed up, there is pretty much no easy way for Neon to do anything, and I believe he already gave up because he's just sitting there. That was actually a pretty good game that felt fairly close throughout much of the match, though Alpha just slowly took over the metal and was able to overpower him.
Push back.
Yeah. I mean, the battles still went pretty neck and neck until finally Alpha got the extra eco, and that gave him the edge to do what he needed to do.
Yep. That was actually a pretty great match, lasting about, what was it, 20 minutes?
Mm-hmm. 31, 32.
Mm-hmm. So, Alpha takes the first match, but this is best of 3.
That it is. So, join us for the next match of the Super Commander Finals.
Weekly 6.